Persons often misunderstood Jesus back in the day, and even now as we read about him or as we hear about him. Jesus is not pushing you into rebellion, but rather he's pushing you into righteousness. Here we have evidence of that with the man he healed with leprosy, right? He told him, go into the temple. First thing he said, don't tell nobody what happened here. Go into the temple, give up the necessary offering, and that would be a testament of God's, righteousness now there. Meaning to say, Jesus could have told him, go and tell everybody I healed you. But instead, he tell him, hey, follow God's law. Oftentimes you see Jesus going against things that might have been norm, but sometimes that would just be the case of him breaking traditions for the sake of righteousness, but he never broke the law to portray righteousness. Understand the difference, and because sometimes in our times now we like to think that Jesus was just out here pushing rebellion and division and things. Yes, he stood up for people, but for the sake of righteousness. He wasn't out here condoning sin and breaking the law of God. So keep that in mind. He stood for righteousness. He, oftentimes you think, yeah, Jesus was the people's champion. No, he was the champion for the will of God, and a lot of times people often benefited from that on both sides. But he wasn't out here just crusading for us to be rebellious and to do your own thing. His ultimate goal was the will of God.